Hey everyone, it's Tom here from the WB Trading Team. Today's video is going to be a little bit different, and it's going to be something a bit personal to me. And it's going to be covering why I think mentoring is important for traders. Now, the reason I want to cover this topic right now is that earlier this year, just a few weeks ago, I passed my 1000th trader that I've worked with over the years. To give you a bit of context behind that, my primary role within the team at WB Trading is to work with our traders. And what I do is every trader that joins, we go through a few one-to-one calls, and I also host a group call every Friday and a group call every Saturday to basically answer any questions that traders have. So I'm quite actively involved. Like I said, pretty much every day of the week I'll be speaking to at least one of our traders. I've been doing this for a few years now, and as I said, just recently hit that 1000th trader that I've worked with. So I thought it'd be a good time to have a look at why I think mentoring is useful, what I've seen traders get out of mentoring. And for any trader that's unsure, do I really need to speak to somebody about this? Hopefully this video might help you decide either way. So yeah, let's get into it. Just very quickly before we dive in, if you're still struggling with your trading or you'd like to know more about how mechanical edges are traded, I've put together a free video course for you that'll map out and explain everything in detail, along with walking you through exactly how the mechanical rules actually work. If you'd like to watch that after this video, I'll pop a link in the description. You can click through and you can watch that straight away. So let's start by having a look at what I feel are the areas that are really improved by having a trading mentor. Those aspects of trading that, simply a video course or an ebook or whatever, or a podcast may not be able to help you with. And over the years, I would say one of the key things is obviously managing emotion. Speaking to newer traders, they're unsure of what to do. They're letting their emotions get the better of them. I couldn't tell you how many traders I've spoken to that have blown up accounts, even just small accounts through lack of risk management, wanting to make a quick dollar here and there and just not thinking long term. And without having somebody to kind of steady the ship almost, to say to them, look, we need to think about managing our risk. We need to think about, the long-term consistency. It's very difficult to get out of that routine. And I think the only way to do that really is to hear it like on a one-to-one basis, to discuss with a trader where they're struggling, the reasons for that behavior, and what we can do and what we can implement. Because it's very easy to, watch one of these videos or read a book where it says, this is how to manage your risk. In a real situation, when you're faced with a chart, it can be the opposite, basically. It can be quite daunting. So, what do we do in that situation? And speaking to somebody that's gone through that before, I can remember when I started, I came close to blowing up a couple of accounts. I made most of the mistakes that new traders would. So I've been there, and, most mentors, well, all mentors should have been there as well. They should be able to give you that hands-on experience to say, yep, I was in that situation, and this is what we need to do. This is the best approach for you as a trader, because different approaches will work for different traders, and it's really important to dial into that. So that's certainly the number one reason why I think that having somebody to discuss those kind of limitations, those issues, those problems with, is a lot better than just watching a video where somebody discusses the generic approaches for it. The next part I want to touch on is getting to grips with where you need to focus as a trader. Where initially that attention should be put, ignoring the distractions that, there are loads of distractions when it comes to trading, and focusing on those key areas. Now, I'm going to do a full video on this because I think it's worth having a look at, what I would do if I had to start trading again, essentially. But for new traders that haven't got a lot of experience in the market, often it comes down to situations where when I speak to traders, they're distracted, they're trying to do the complex stuff before they've got the beginner stuff down. They're trying to, things like, they'll strategy hop, a really classic one there, without understanding maybe why the results aren't as good as they would expect, and, without even keeping a journal to review the results, to look for improvements. Elements like that, that just scratches the surface. And also even things like that where traders have got journals, and, we'll sit down on a one-on-one call. I do this regularly with our traders. We'll go through the journal, and, just having a second pair of eyes with a bit more experience, it's easy to identify areas that we could improve that maybe the trader has missed. So that's something, again, that really there is no alternative, there is no replacement for that kind of discussion with another trader. And to have a look through, to cast your eyes over somebody's results, just to talk about their trading approaches and to find areas that they can improve. That's something that, again, you can't get that from a book or a video, etc. It's usually quite unique to that trader, and that's certainly been one of the major bonuses of working with so many traders, that I see things come up time and time again. So it's something that I can suggest to traders. I've seen this before. Let's try this approach, and we can tailor it to the individual, which, again, with a one-to-one mentoring style, it's really the only way to do that. Another area that I'm always getting asked on one-to-one calls is for suggestions on basically progress, and is this going to be the right thing for me to do? And that's usually when traders get to a situation where maybe they feel like, are they ready to move from a demo to a live account? Are they ready to try a funded test, for example? These kind of areas that are fairly big milestones with traders, even introducing new strategies and planning out their day. And again, on a very individual basis, it's always quite interesting to see how some traders approach those kind of obstacles and challenges, and how some traders are quite unsure about it. And it's understandable, because those are big jumps in their trading career. But again, being on the unknown, it's quite easy to either shy away from those areas. So I've spoken to a few traders in the past that have just not had the confidence, even though the results have been there on their charts, on their journals, on their trades. They just don't want to go for a funded test because for some reason something's telling them, no, I don't want to do this. And getting to the bottom of that, again, that's something that really we can only do on a one-to-one, or on a personal basis with each trader. And again, those reasons for not wanting to approach those tasks, it can be very varied. Sometimes it's the same. Yeah, I do see some similarities between traders, certainly over the years, but often I'll get a new challenge. I'll get a trader that's got an interesting problem there. Maybe for some reason they just don't want to trade a selection of markets because they've had bad runs in the past, and we'll dig out to try and work out what that is. Or they don't want to increase their account size because they know at a certain level they get emotional. We'll try and dig into that. It's those areas, again, that I think, even on just a group call, so the calls we have on the Fridays and Saturdays, I think are really useful for some of our traders, just to understand kind of those basic issues. That kind of approach, again, not really doable in any other medium than a mentoring style. I don't want to make this video too long, and I could keep going on really to sort of extol the virtues, I think, of where mentoring has helped so many traders that I've worked with over the years. But I want to really summarize that and say, it doesn't have to be with us, for example. This isn't a case of saying, join WB Trading, you're going to get the best mentoring in the world. I'm obviously going to be slightly biased there, but whatever your trading style is, wherever you are in your trading, I think it's the advantages of having somebody to talk to about your trading, just a second opinion, really outweigh the disadvantages. If you think there are any issues with it, you think, I'm just going to get steered in the wrong direction, it's a case of just having a second set of eyes, second set of ears, just to go through and have a look at the approaches, whatever you're struggling with. It might be really minor. You might think, nobody's going to be able to solve this. It might be a really significant issue in your trading. I've seen things on calls from the smallest issue to a situation where we really have to just completely transform a trader's approach. So, with that being said, I hope this is helping you, going through and seeing where mentoring could be an advantage. And as I said, if it's with us, it's with another, team, finding a mentor, however you do it, I think there's a real amount of benefit to go through with a trader that's had some experience and that can help you wherever you feel like you're struggling. With that being said, guys, thank you very much for watching, as always. Hopefully this has been helpful. I said this was a slightly different video. I'm going to put a little bit more information on, say, what I would do if I was starting again, as I mentioned on a later video, so hopefully catch that. If not, have a look through and book a call with one of our guys if you'd like to find out a bit more about how our mentoring works, and the links are below in the video description. And other than that, look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care.